As Jor-El said to General Zod, I say to you, that's craziness, Ansana. You're going to censor. You're going to destroy your fan base. The Hamadaverse will not survive it. Cloning Marvel is not the answer. You've seen the success of the Snyder Cut. It's going to be a tremendous success. Jason Keelar, thank you. Long live the Snyderverse with you. I feel sad because I know I'm still going to go watch some DC movies, some DC films. Coming out next will probably be the Flash movie, and we'll see how it goes. I can't guarantee repeat viewings. It depends on if I like the movie or not. But it's a disappointment that DC Films and the chairman of Warner Brothers cannot understand the significance of what they just witnessed. Grace Randolph is right. Now it's going to be the Snyderverse versus the Hamadaverse or something like that. I doubt it. I just think that I don't think it's going to be the Snyderverse versus the Hamadaverse, to be honest with you. But quite frankly, I already picked what I want to go see. I'm not interested in the CW. I'm not interested in DC Online. I love HBO Max and what they offer already. And plus, I'm definitely going to check out Tenet again. I support Zack Snyder and I love his movies. I love Patty Jenkins as a director. I love James Wan as a director. Um, I didn't watch Aquaman fully. I watched Wonder Woman. I did not. Wonder Woman 84. I went in the cinema to watch it and I ended up laughing. I'm telling you right now what Hamada has in store. We'll see. But I'm not excited. I'm sorry. I'm just not excited. I want to see Zack Snyder's vision fully actualized. I want to see Suicide Squad. I want to see Ben Affleck's Batman movie. I'm not really highly interested in Matt Reeves' Batman even. And I love Matt Reeves to death. And I'll go into cinema and watch it at least once. And if it's good, I'll watch it multiple times because I think Matt Reeves has something to offer. But honestly, Warner Brothers, your days of getting past $1 billion or getting past $2 billion, those days are over, man. Y'all just shot yourselves in the foot by limiting your options. And for some reason, you guys think that Zack Snyder is the enemy. And you're willing to go versus war head to head with Zack Snyder. But Zack Snyder's never pit himself against anyone. All he just wanted to do was shoot his movies. And if you don't have any need of him, he's gone. It's the fans calling for him. It's the fans asking for him. The fans aren't asking for Walter Hamada. In fact, the fans are asking that Walter Hamada leave DC Films and Sarnoff. That Jeff Johns would leave DC Films. John Berg would leave DC Films. Joss Whedon would leave DC Films. That Tommy Emmerich would leave being vice president of Warner Brothers Pictures. We've been asking for their heads, just like how easily they got rid of Greg Silverman. But all of a sudden, they can't get rid of these guys. These guys get to stick around as long as they want. How many failed movies have they had? Yeah, they made some kind of turnaround profit, but nothing near what Zack Snyder's movies have. And you can fudge it, you can try to twist it and turn it. You know the truth. I've watched HBO Max put on time and time again original movies. They got stellar movies. when I look at the stuff, the quality of stuff that has come out recently with Warner Brothers DC's films, they're subpar. Okay, Wonder Woman 84 was a subpar film. Shazam's a subpar film. Aquaman made money, but it had no depth. And Justice League was a disaster. Harley Quinn's Harley Quinn movie was, again, subpar film. So I don't understand. I just don't understand. And Sarnoff, as to Jason Keeler, man, I back you 100%. You know, Warner Media in terms of HBO Max putting out products. Hopefully, HBO Max has been doing original films as well. Hopefully, you guys can put the money together to get another original film, and Zack Snyder can find a way to cut cost on it, or break it up into segments so it's cheaper. Either way, Snyderverse will continue. David Ayer, Suicide Squad. There's not much to finish with it because he has his cut. So let's see it. I really honored the good faith that Jason Keeler had. I know he was very excited about this. I didn't really hear much of Ann Sarnoff. I thought she was on board. Apparently she was not. But we rode with Jason Keeler. This thing was tremendously successful, and we're going to see how long this Snyder cut is going to ride for. And I've seen people all over doing real time reactions to this movie, and they're all positive. I haven't seen much negative people online being negative about it. They really loved this particular movie. So I am so shocked that the executives of Warner Brothers don't understand that this is something they need to think about and factor in. They don't get rid of it. Keep it. You know, the kind of stupid decisions that Warner Brothers is making, and I'm talking about Warner Brothers Pictures particularly, and the DC film segment, you wonder why these people are there. Like I said, I think Walter Hamada needs to leave, and Toby Ebert needs to leave. And if Ann Sarnoff is on board with them, she needs to leave. Because it seems as though we just keep on getting a recycling of the same mindset of the executives. For what reason? I don't know. It doesn't look like Warner Bros. Wants to make money off their movies. It looks like they like shooting themselves in the foot until Disney takes over Warner Brothers Pictures. This is what it seems like. They seem like shills there for Disney to help Disney monopolize Warner Bros. Jason Keeler, on the other hand, seems like somebody totally different. Very progressive thinking guy. I just don't understand. I don't understand why Aaron Sarnoff. And then she talks about fans attacking them. Listen, the fans are free to do whatever they want. It's enough of this nonsense about toxic fans. Because guess what? Guess what the fans can do? They cannot go to your movies. You can put out a product and nobody's buying it. So keep calling the fans toxic. Keep saying this is the direction we're going to go. Fine. You're free to do whatever direction you want. But we as fans are free not to support it either. And that's what you don't understand. You haven't gotten the message that the people who call the shots are not you. You don't call anything. You could be jobless very soon. Because it's we that supply the money to you. We're the ones that make it lucrative for you. The fans. And we're not saying that we as fans call the shots on things, but we are being very reasonable with Warner Brothers. Very reasonable. We're saying there are these movies that have been out there and you guys mess them up, and we're only asking that these movies see the light of day. Projects that you said were baked and should be in the bin, we're saying we want to see the light of day. It's a different era now. It's an interactive era. You have to deal with us in social media. Social media is wired for the fans to interact with the people in management, the people in companies, get access to them, and they will develop their own media outlets. They will develop their own things. A lot of things are going to be fan driven. And if you can't get up to speed with the times and how this world is working, guess what? You're going to be left behind. Okay? This is a world now where people can actually Uh, uh, they can they can lease houses. People don't necessarily buy houses anymore. They lease houses. You know what else they do? They do subscriptions to cars. People subscribe to cars. It's a different time. Now you're going to have subscription services. The theaters are beautiful things, and you still have the theaters there, but now more than ever, streaming services are the thing. So if Ian Sarnoff, listen to me, Ian Sarnoff, listen to me. As a fan, looking out for Warner Brothers, wanting to see Warner Brothers Pictures thrive. If you don't want to be left behind, you have to listen to the fans. All of them, of course. Not just Snyder Cut fans, all fans. But the thing is, resoundingly, universally, fans that are not even fans of DC are complimenting this film. You do not just try to sink the film or to stop that universe. Don't do that. That's dumb. So that's all I can say. I mean, I don't know if you want to be ill-advised and do ill-advised things, fine. But it's just silly. It's silly. I don't, what is it? Ego? Yes, Walter Hamada wants to build his own universe or whatever. And good luck to him. But he must understand this. He must understand that when he thinks he's building a legacy, he may just be tarnishing his legacy. He may just be destroying it. But we give him a chance. I'm going to give him a chance. We as fans are reasonable and fair. And if Walter Martin wants to push his own agenda, fine. And he wants to kick out another person's agenda, fine. But he must understand that there is a cost to doing that. Because he must understand that there's a tremendous, a sizable amount of DC fans who are Snyder Cut fans. And they have been the ones pushing these movies forward. And now you don't have the support. That's why your movies were bombing out at the box office. They weren't making the great profits that you expected because the fans withdrew themselves from it, or they would just engage. They just didn't find any incentive to go to the theaters to watch the movies. You would think a movie like Shazam would do extremely well, but the fans don't like what's going on. So unless you can exist in a world where there are no fans, it is absolutely and incontrovertibly ridiculous to want to keep on pushing your agenda and think that you're going to get different results. You have to course correct and rapidly. Otherwise, you're running Warner Brothers into the ground, at least that arm of Warner Brothers. I'm pretty sure Jason Keeler's area is going to do tremendously well. But you're going to run that arm of Warner Brothers into the ground. And guess what? I am guaranteeing you this. Warner Brothers is not going to lose out. AT&T is not going to lose out in the end. And Disney's going to sweep in and clean them up. It's not going to happen. We, the fans, are going to ensure that doesn't happen. So what you may have is a thriving streaming service. And you may have a dying theatrical picture company service. So your Warner Brothers pictures might get phased out and you'll have nowhere to go. So those people who are in power right now, W. Mir says Ann Sarnoff doesn't know what she started. Clearly, she does not know what she's doing. She doesn't know what this involves and entails. You're waging war against fans. That's the dumbest thing to ever do. You don't do that. That's the people who give you your paycheck. That's the people who put money in your pocket by buying your products. So I just don't think that's a wise decision on Ann Sarnoff's path. And she probably thinks there's enough DC fans to, but you don't. Look at the support that's happening for these films. These films are not attracting the fan base that they want. And the films that Walter Hamada has been dismissive of, which is the Joker film, has done resoundingly well. Zack Snyder's Justice League is doing resoundingly well. The numbers are very, very positive. Servers in Asia crashed. HBO Asia crashed. The number one film on HBO, the number one film on Twitch, the number one rated film on YouTube for a number of days. Listen, clearly, Zack Snyder's Justice League is doing very, very well. And it's only going to do better and better as the days pass by. So, and Sarnoff, you better pay attention, because the success of this film more and more increases the need and the demand to see follow through on it. And it's really reckless and stupid to ignore that and to still push policies which are redundant. Okay, it's just stupid. And then to label fans as if they're the enemy, as caustic or dangerous or threatening, is just ridiculous. Because they're the ones that pay your bills. They're the ones that pay your salary. Ultimately, in the end, they're the ones that make your company successful. And so, trying to attack the fans and coming out now, because we saw it, you were spreading this stuff in the media, you were spreading it in media houses, etc. And now you come out personally yourself and say these things. You're leading a course that you cannot win. You are fighting a losing battle, and whether you're salty or not, you're fighting a losing battle. This is not a battle you will win. The fans will always win. So, whether the studios are trying to assert their power over the fans, or they feel this is a power struggle, this is not a power struggle. Let me make this abundantly clear to Ann Sarnoff, to Walter Hamada, to Toby Emmerich, to Jeff Johns. Okay? I'm going to leave John Berg out of it, because John Berg is, we don't hear about him no more. But to those people, let me send this message to them. You never were in control. Never. We, the fans, pay for you. We are always in control. If we don't like a movie, we're not going to go see it. It's always been that way. You've tried to always charm us into going to see movies. You've tried to spin narratives. You've gotten critics to, slam movies. But it never fazed us, because we know what we want and we know what we like. If there's a good movie out there, we'll go see it. If it's not a good movie, we're not going to see it. Okay? It's really that simple. It has nothing to do with how you pitch things, what you do. It's just now. Having said all that, I am willing to give Walter Hamada and the Hamada-verse his fair shake. I'll go see one or two movies, but guess what? If the movies do not appeal to me, then don't expect me to return. It's really that simple. And so far, the product that he has been putting in front of us has not been desirable. It has not been desirable. W. Mirror says Keaton may drop out of Flash. Yeah, I heard so. He's talking about COVID restrictions and stuff like that. Yeah. Kama will come back hard. These people, I don't know. You see, Jeff Johns is still in the background trying to pull strings. He's trying. And he's trying to persuade people to be on his side. We know what's up. But I'm going to say this. You cannot take successful TV series and TV stuff and try to make movies out of the same people. Marvel did something like that, but this is not Marvel. And people don't want to see a repeat of the same thing over and over again. People like novel things. Question 13 says Jeff Johns should never have been brought in. Well, Jeff Johns was always a great comic book writer, and he was always advising on films. All these people have egos. It's egos. They're like Darkseid. They're like Steppenwolf. They're like Desaad. They're egomaniacs, and they feel they should be wielding power. And the fans and the normal small little common guys, we are the small people. We don't really have a say. They're elitists. But pride goes before the fall, right? That's right, W. Mir. Pride goes before the fall. And you know what? We don't even have to do anything for them to fall. They just need to trip over their own self. They've been doing a good job of sabotaging their own self, right? Going up against Zack Snyder, trying to sabotage his cut, trying to sabotage the things that he would do in his movie, trying to limit what he could do in his own vision, even though he's being sponsored by Warner Media and HBO Max. And all I'm saying is, clearly Jason Keeler wanted this to happen. This is Jason Keeler's the guy that pushed for this thing to happen. And for them to go back to the old ways so that they can have nepotism and all that kind of stuff in their studio is really ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And what has to happen is transparency and honesty needs to happen. This ain't no boys club where you could do whatever you want. That's wrong. It's morally and ethically wrong. And the fans are not stupid. The fans are going to hold them accountable. So that's all I got to say for now on that. I really hope that Ann Sarnoff will make the right decisions. But if not, well, it was nice knowing Warner Brother Pictures, and good luck on their journey. You know what I'm saying? And DC Films. You know what I mean? And good luck on your journey. You know what I mean? But as for me, I am not interested in these films that they have to offer. I'm not even interested in Godzilla versus Kong, and that's going to be on HBO Max. I'm not really interested in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in the Air cut coming out next. And they don't like that we as fans are demanding a certain kind of programming. They don't like that. But guess what? We're not going to back down now, because we said that Release the Snyder Cut is the movement towards restoring the Snyderverse, and we mean it. And a lot of good things come up behind that. And we're not saying that Zack Snyder will have Justice League 2 and 3 done within the next year or next year or two. Maybe it may take 3 years, and it may be in a different format, or whatever. But quite frankly, to happen. And Godzilla versus Kong, I watched. I think I never really followed through with all of the Godzilla. Actually, I was never interested in Godzilla, to be honest with you. Kong movies always got me. So they got me with the new cinema. Got me with the Kong movie, the first one. It was really good. All right, and I am going to check out Tenant on HBO Max, or where I think it's on Google. It's on Google Play. I'm gonna rent Tenant. I'm gonna, those kinds of things. I collected Man of Steel. I'm gonna collect a whole bunch of other stuff. There's some good movies out there, and I suggest people collect or buy them. If you can, if you haven't subscribed to HBO Max, subscribe to HBO Max. I've seen so much sabotage of Zack Snyder's work. What happened with Tom and Jerry. How they Godzilla versus Kong to try and block the movie from coming out. They just were frenetic at trying to stop this movie from coming out. Now it's come out, and now I'm hearing Ann Sarnoff talk about how, they have no plans for the Snyderverse, and we'll have the Hamadaverse and all this nonsense. Okay, fine. So be it. No one's going to stop you from doing what you want to do. But just understand, you can't force people to go see your movies. But no one's going to stop you from doing what you want to do. Just like how we as fans do not want you to try to force us to be silent, try to force us to do what you want us to do, because it ain't going to happen. If you don't want us to force you into what programming you want to do, then don't force us into asking for what we want. And we're going to keep on asking for what we want. And we're going to put the pressure on you. And we're going to put it thick and hard. And you can see fans already starting to bombard you with Restore the Snyderverse. Every single Warner Media, every single Warner Pictures. We know Jason Keeler's on our side. We know that. And if you're mad about it, too bad. Because it's the freedom we have. We're free to express ourselves. And it's not bullying. It's just the fact that the fans are saying, and it might just save your skin and your company. We made history. Jason Keeler, Warner Media, HBO Max. We made history. History. And you are a part of that history, Ann Sarnoff. You are the chairperson of Warner Media. You also made history, but you don't want to own up to that? You don't want to own up to a historic event? So anyway, I don't know what to say. So many positive things, but people have their egos. People are so proud, they have their egos. All they can care about is their ego. And nobody's telling Walter Hamada he can't do his own universe if he wants to. But why do you have to destroy something to keep something? Because you're afraid that the thing, if you don't destroy that thing, it will overrun the other thing. That's your fear. That you don't get to operate your vision. When it could be somewhere in the middle where Zack Snyder pushes certain things and they work out. And it enhances what you're about to bring forward. But you can't work together. You gotta be a General Zod. You have to terraform the whole world. Or you gotta be a dark side, where you take the will away from the people. Anyways, I'm out of here. It was nice talking with you guys. I just thought I would talk to Ann Sarnoff, and also I would talk to Warner Brothers Pictures. I can't understand why a company, or at least one part of the company, would be against their own product. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. I am Christ Hand Disciple. I'll catch you guys later. I'm out.